we go. Okay, welcome everyone to our midweek exhale. My name is Sharyn, and I am half of the Exhale Awakening. Marie, that you can also see on the screen, is the other half, and we are going to lead the breathwork today. There are no contraindications to the breathwork that we are going to do today, but we have one simple rule in our space, and that is that you are comfortable, that you are kind and gentle with yourself, and that you maintain your comfort. So if during any of the breath invitations that we give you today, if you don't feel comfortable, then just step back from the breath and go with your normal, natural breath rhythm, and join in again a little later if you feel like you can. The way that we do these breathworks is a combination of sound, silence, and bird song. And so we'll start the session with some bird song and some sound, and I'll guide you in some body awareness today. We'll then, at the end of that segment, have 2 minutes of silence before the birdsong plays again, and Marie will then lead some Sufi breathing. I'm looking at her to nod to say I've got it the right way around. I have, that's good. Marie will lead some Sufi breathing, after which again we'll have some silence and birdsong. And then I'm going to lead you in 4-7-8 breath, which I will explain to you as we get to it. And then after some silence and birdsong again, Marie will lead you in coherence breathing, or harmony breathing, as I like to think of it. So that's how our session is going to unfold. I don't need to say anything else, I don't think, except make yourself comfortable. You can have cameras on or off as you please. We will stop the recording at the end of the breath segment, at which point we will open the space up, and if anybody would like to share their experience, then we're happy to hear how things were for you. But there's no obligation, obviously, to share in that space. And I think that's all I have to say at this point in time. So make yourself comfortable, and I will start the bird song. Birdsong is really good for lowering cortisol and the stress hormones, and just bringing a little bit of calm to your nervous system. And we use it as an opportunity to share with you what we're going to do in this segment. And what we quite often do here is breath awareness. So just making you aware of the breath moving through your body. But today I thought we might try something different. And we might try actually moving our whole focus to the body. So letting the breath just be natural, however feels good to you. But bringing some focus and some attention to different parts of your body. Now, it might be parts where you feel some tension or some pain, and you might just want to be with your body, maybe gently moving and softening that area of your body. It might be also a part of your body that you're not overly fond of. And I would invite you to bring your attention to that part of your body with love. You might want to use some gentle touch. So you might want to place your hand on the part of your body you're concentrating on. And if your day has been busy, you might have lots going on still in your mind. And I just invite you to bring your focus and your attention down into your body, any part of your body. Maybe you want to introduce a little stretch or a little bit of movement. Maybe you might bring your imagination into the exercise, imagining your lungs, your other internal organs, the magic that happens in our body from cells right through to organs, to our spine and our structure, our muscles and our sinew. Just showing some appreciation for your body. And as the sound begins to fade, the bird song begins again. And with the bird song, I invite you finally to bring your attention to the breath. noticing how the breath enters and exits your body. Notice what's moving. As your chest, your back, your whole rib cage expands with every breath. And taking a couple more conscious breaths before we move into our first segment of silence.
And as the bird song brings the silence to an end, just reflecting on that silence. Maybe it's the first silence you've had all day, maybe even all week. Just reflecting how that felt. And we're going to move in now to something called Sufi breathing. Now, there's lots of different types of Sufi breathing, but we're going to do a gentle version of Sufi Fire Breathing. And at this point, if I invite everybody to try it, but if it's not for you this evening, then I invite you to go back to the breath awareness. Go back to being aware of your inhale and your exhale. Sometimes Sufi fire breathing is done through the mouth, but we're not going to do it through the mouth here. We're just going to do it through the nose. And what it involves is taking 2 short, sharp inhales and then a longer exhale. Now, you can exhale through your nose or your mouth. When I'm doing this, I find it easier to exhale through my mouth, but experiment with it and see what feels right for you. And when we do Sufi breathing like this, it's very good for balancing our nervous system because we're activating our vagus nerve. And it's good for grounding and for clarity and for inner balance. And it actually lifts our mood too and invites in joy. So as you're breathing in this style, maybe connecting to some of those, connecting to the joy or the balance or the grounding or the clarity. You're going to inhale 2 short inhales through your nose and then exhale. And find your own rhythm and find your own speed. There's no shoulds, and see how it feels. Letting the exhale be longer than the 2 sharp inhales. And if you find it's getting too much, just bring your breath back to its natural rhythm and connect with it for a minute, whatever length of time you need, and then go back to the Sufi breathing. And although your inhales are sharp, bring them deep into your body. Maybe putting your hand on your belly to direct the breath down deep into your body. And the Sufi monks used this breath to connect to love, to joy and devotion, and to open their heart to love and to joy. And if you have taken your breath back to its natural rhythm, maybe think about going back to the Sufi breathing. 2 short, sharp inhales through your nose, and then an exhale through your nose or your mouth, a longer exhale. It's also thought of as a very cleansing rhythm, sweeping away heaviness and igniting vitality in your system. And we have about 90 seconds left. So maybe bringing your focus back to the short, sharp inhales and the longer exhale. And maybe, just maybe, feeling your heart open a little bit. And as we approach the end of the music, and before we go into the silence, letting go of the breath pattern and just noticing what that's done in your system. Noticing, has anything changed? And then letting that go completely and going into the silence to rest again.
Just taking a moment to reflect on that silence. Maybe noticing how you felt. Maybe noticing that there was nothing there at all but rest. And in our next breath segment, we're going to breathe with the 4-7-8 pattern. And what that means is that we always we inhale through our nose for the count of 4. We hold our breath and we rest at the top of the exhale for the count of 7. And then we exhale through rounded lips, through pursed lips for the count of 8, slowly exhaling. Now this breath style is really, really good for calming down anxiety or just bringing the nervous system into balance. But if the count doesn't quite work for you, I'm going to count for a little while and I invite you to try and breathe along with me. But if the count doesn't work for you, then just hold as long as it's comfortable and then have a long exhale before you begin again with the breath through the nose. So on your next exhale, just rest at the bottom of the exhale. And then we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale through pursed lips, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then exhale through pursed lips, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to count one more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now settle into that rhythm if that's comfortable for you. If it isn't, find your own gentler rhythm. Remember comfort and taking care of yourself first. Go gentle inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. And then a longer exhale through rounded lips. Remember, we're inhaling through the nose, holding at the top for longer than your inhale, 7 if you can, and then exhaling slowly through a rounded mouth. We're in our last minute now, well done. Silence is coming soon. And letting your breath return to its natural rhythm.
And as the bird song begins again, taking a moment to reflect on that silence. Maybe it was different to the others. Maybe it was exactly the same, or maybe it was both. And for our last breath style today, we're going to do coherence breathing or harmony breathing. And when we do coherence breathing, we bring our inhale and our exhale to the same length. And we can do that by counting in our head. We can do that by touching our fingers together. Or we can just let go and set the intention and allow our body to do what it knows how to do. And to begin with, I'm going to count. I'm going to count 4, 4. So I'm going to count 4 on the inhale and 4 on the exhale. And use that time and that count to find what's right for you this evening. It might be 4, 4, it might be 5, 5, it might be 3, 3, or even 2, 2. And whichever it is, that's absolutely perfect. And knowing as we go through this that you can change your count at any time. But just because you start in one count doesn't mean you have to stay in that count. So at the end of your next exhale, just pause and inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And keeping with that pattern or finding your own pattern. And inhaling and exhaling through your nose if that's possible this evening. Gently and softly. Bringing your breath deep into your belly, but not feeling the need to fill your lungs. Just enough. And noticing the pause at the top of the inhale and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. And maybe reducing that pause so that the inhale becomes the exhale and the exhale becomes the inhale. Just like the waves coming up on the beach. And maybe feeling into your body. Do you need to increase the count? Or maybe you need to decrease the count and honoring what it is your body needs right now. And if your attention has drifted now in the last minute, really bringing your attention back to your breath. And as the music begins to fade, just releasing any pattern in your breath, coming back to your natural rhythm and going gently into the silence.
And as we enter into our last segment of birdsong, just reflecting on each of the breaths, each of the moments of silence, and the birdsong. And coming back to where we started, turning your attention to your body, noticing how it feels in connection with the surface that's supporting you. Maybe bring some gentle movements, moving your fingers, your toes, maybe rolling the shoulders. And in your imagination, noticing the room around you, your place in the room, your place in the world. And then just beginning to bring your attention to other noises around about you, and the awareness of the fact that you are in a room with other people enjoying this space. And if you're lying down, turn onto your side and gently come up to sitting. And if you haven't done already, blinking open your eyes.
And taking your time to come back here to join us. And before we turn off the recording, thank you to anybody who joined us in the recording. And we're going to talk about some links. Those links are down below this recording for you. And yeah, I hope you got rest and restoration that we all need through this. And hopefully we'll see you soon at another midweek exhale. That. I'm turning off the recording.